What's going on, everyone? It's your average consumer, and this is the day in the life with the LG G4. And alright guys, here we have the LG G4, which as you may have noticed looks somewhat like the LG G3. But I don't think that's a bad thing. It has a nice 5.5-inch Quad HD display, which means this is a slightly bigger phone, but not as big as the Nexus 6 or the iPhone 6 Plus. It has nice thin bezels, so this sleek phone feels like it's all screen. Now, if you take a quick look around the phone, you won't find any buttons except for the ones on the back. The back houses the volume controls as well as the power button, and of course, obviously the camera. This is the metallic gray version, but as many of you probably have seen already, it also comes in a brown or black leather, and more options will be available later on. Despite its size, the G4 is very comfortable to hold in the hand, and that's in part due to its curved back. It makes resting in your palm while using it very easy, which makes sense given the natural curve in our hands when holding phones. All the edges on the G4 have a slight slant to them, which I find pretty convenient as it gives me something to grab when holding the phone in portrait or landscape mode. This makes it easy for one-handed use when texting or browsing through apps. Another very natural feeling part of the G4 is the set of buttons on the back. And to be honest, it's an awesome place for those buttons. I've never thought about changing the button placement on phones, but after actually using the G4, it makes perfect sense. This is especially useful during phone calls, as our hands naturally rest along those buttons. Increasing and decreasing the volume on your calls won't be a problem at all and will actually be quite a bit easier. I found no issues throwing it in my pants pocket, and the curve actually helps it to not stand out like a sore thumb. Ari didn't have the same luck though, so ladies, you'll have to throw it in your purse or bag depending on how deep your pockets are. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this does have a 5.5-inch Quad HD display, not to be confused with 4K, and it looks great. Colors are very vivid, and I find it awesome to look at from all angles. The large screen makes it great for media consumption, from browsing your photos to watching your favorite videos, and of course, using your favorite apps. And with such a nice display, you get a very nice gaming experience as well. And speaking of gaming, let's talk a bit about the performance. The G4 is packed with a Snapdragon 808 processor, which isn't the latest, but it's no slouch either. You won't find any real performance issues here, but that's what I've come to expect in 2015. You'll be able to swipe through, open, and even jump between apps very fluidly, and I'm pretty confident that the G4 will be able to handle whatever you throw at it, and that even includes some multitasking. You can split apps like YouTube and Gmail without any hiccups whatsoever. But depending on what you throw on it, it might have an impact on battery life. Luckily, this is an area the G4 has no troubles. It has a solid 3000 mAh battery, and unlike any of its main competitors, the G4's is still removable. I can get a full day's use with about 4 hours of screen on time, and considering the Quad HD display, that's pretty darn good. And I couldn't call this a day in the life without mentioning the camera, as that is probably one of my favorite parts about smartphones. The G4's is definitely something to talk about. It has a 16 megapixel rear camera with a maximum aperture of 1.8, which means you'll be able to take in a ton of light and get some really great bokeh. And for those of you who don't know what bokeh is, it's when you get the really blurry background and it makes your pictures look really professional. You'll be able to get some amazing shots with this guy, and for those pros out there, you'll be able to access the manual controls, which is a very nice addition to capable smartphone cameras like this. We saw this with the Galaxy S6, and it's a welcomed addition here. And for the selfie takers, you've got an 8 megapixel front-facing camera and an awesome ability to double tap the volume down button when the screen is off, and it'll jump right into the camera and snap a pic. And this is great because we all know how spontaneous a selfie can be. With a maximum aperture of 1.8 and optical image stabilization, you'll be able to get off some really great low light shots. I've been using this thing in auto mode and everything has come out pretty impressive. Now the G4's camera tends to sharpen images quite a bit, but I think for the average person you'll still be really happy with the results. I definitely think a comparison with the Galaxy S6 is in order. It's honestly pretty hard to say anything bad about this phone because it does so much so well. If you're trying to pick up a new phone, then I definitely think the G4 should be on your list of considerations. This is my first time with an LG phone and I've been pleasantly surprised with my experience in day-to-day use. And I like it so much, I think I'll give one away to one of you guys. So definitely leave a thumbs up if you're interested in that. But till the next video guys, it's your average consumer. Peace.